What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Shake Chatterjee, and welcome to another episode of Life is Blurry. Today, our special guest is Maddy Smith. You may know her from MTV's Wild 'N Out, on which she did 5 whole seasons. She is known for her podcast, That Time of the Week, which is hilarious. And she's on a nationwide comedy tour and currently in a hotel lobby, it would appear, right? Where are we? In Seattle, did you say?
Yes, I'm in Seattle. I'm in a lobby. I would have done this from my room, but I got a guy up there, so I'm trying to let him sleep. That's what the tea is. I didn't want to tell you guys that, but you got to let a man sleep. You know what I
You
mean?
gotta let a man sleep. I will second that. Absolutely. Thank you for being respectful to your one night stand. You know, it's very
Yes,
Oh, sorry for assuming
of
it was a
course.
one night stand.
No, yeah. In our defense, it's not a one night stand.
Okay.
But I should have been a girl boss and taken the room over. But you got to be nice sometimes.
You gotta be nice sometimes. Well,
Yeah.
I for one appreciate this lobby vibe we got going on. I mean, there's some dogs behind
Yeah.
you. Who doesn't love dogs?
Mhm.
So let's,
Who
make sure to
doesn't?
appreciate that. And I saw a random man walk behind you, and I can only hope
Mhm.
for some more surprise guests to walk by.
Yeah.
We never know what we're gonna see in a hotel lobby.
Shake, I like to keep you on your toes.
Oh, I'm on my toes. I'm like a ballet dancer over here. Uh
Oh shit.
Well, I am so honored to have you on the show, and I've been watching your clips all morning, and it's hilarious, and your TikTok and
Thank
everything
you.
else. You mentioned you have a guy upstairs, and
Yeah.
my burning question for you is, did you use protection? Because
Oh my God. Talk
from
about a burning
that's a
question.
burning question.
Burning. That's
Hopefully
me later.
hopefully there's no burn. Hopefully there's no burn at all. But I understand you have a theory about using protection is optional when
Right.
you are sleeping with somebody of a certain intelligence level or above. Like the
Yeah.
nerdier they are, it's like an inverse relationship with like intelligence goes up, use of protection goes
Mhm.
down. And why is that? Can you
Exactly.
explain this phenomenon?
I think we're just all trying to justify something in our heads. I go to a guy's place, I see one book, I say, we're not using anything. And the book is like a manual for a Toyota Corolla. I'm like, nah, you're too smart. We
one
don't need to use protection.
one book. That's the cutoff.
Who are you messing with?
Yeah.
Today I didn't because I don't know. I got the IUD, so I don't really even mess anymore. You know what I mean? I'm too lazy.
There you go.
Everything's so fixable, you know?
It's so fixable. It's a very
Yeah.
fixable situation. Well, good. I'm
I will
glad.
say I think more people than not aren't using condoms. What do you think?
Yeah, I think there's a bit of a formality that you go through in the beginning. It's like,
Mhm.
hey, like, do you have one? And then like you pretend you don't have one, and they
Yeah.
make you search around for a little bit longer, and then it's like
Mhm.
you kind of look at each other and you're like, well,
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of the
You
dance.
always just do it. And you're always just like, "I'm clean." He's like, "I'm clean too. I got tested 4 years ago." And you're like, "Me too." And then you just do it, and then you don't think about it until 3 weeks later when you got a flare up, and
Then
you're like,
then then then
"Oh,
you got a
shit."
burning question. Then you call them up and it's like, "Hey,
That's yes.
I got a burning question for you."
Yep, and he's like, "Delete my number." So,
Who is this?
that's just
You
the name of
never
it. Yeah,
saved it in the
seriously.
first place. Oh, man,
I
why
will
are we
say
like
I'm
this?
pretty clean. I'm
Okay,
pretty
yeah,
clean,
yeah, that
so
makes 2 of
in my
us.
defense, I don't want people listening
No,
thinking I'm out here wilding, you know?
you've been wilding out for 5 seasons, but now you're done, no more.
Yeah, done.
What
Wrap it up,
what what
literally.
what was that like? That's such a funny show, and, like, it just, everyone's literally wilding out. Did you love it?
Yeah, I'm still on it.
Oh,
Um,
I thought I was
I still
canceled.
love it.
Okay,
Yeah.
my bad.
No, no, it's on. It was canceled during the pandemic for a second.
Right.
Now it's back on. We just finished filming season 5. It's
Nice.
pretty fun. It's a pretty easy way to do comedy. It's pretty interesting. I'm like the only white person on the show, so I get made fun of a lot, but I
I
also get to make fun of other people.
Right, I noticed that, like, that's something that you gotta play into, if you're,
Yeah,
like and not just white, but you're, like, a white girl, right? So, like,
yeah,
you kinda have these weapons now that, like, not everybody has, and it's kind of a free pass to
mhm,
make certain types of jokes, and I see you making those
Yeah,
jokes. So
it's been pretty crazy. I've been towing the line a little bit,
you,
and I feel like people look at me and they don't expect it because, you know, not only am I white, I'm like extra white. I'm like whiter than anything. I'm white among white people. So like people don't expect it. So then when I say some rude shit, it like hurts even more. So I do think I have a secret weapon,
you're just trying to
but
hurt people out
sometimes
there.
I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to actually hurt people's feelings.
Yeah,
Um,
you should.
I my background is like in roast battling in New York City, where people say like the meanest things they can think of. They
Okay.
call you autistic, slut, whore, bitch, fat, you know,
Damn.
mom's a slut type of thing. So then
Wow.
when I got on Wild and Out, I thought that's what you're supposed to do, and I think I went too hard at first because that's what I was used to.
Okay. Well, hey, I mean, you came
And they're like,
prepared.
"This is Viacom." Yeah,
Well, you brought a gun to the knife fight. This was what I'm hearing.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good. Because you know what? You got a target on your back. You know, you got to come in guns blazing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting. So in New York, tell me about your comedy experiences in New York. Sounds like that's
Mm-hmm.
where, like, you know, the school of comedy was. You learned your ways,
Mm-hmm.
and then you said you did your residency in roast battling.
Mm-hmm.
Um, tell me about that.
I started in New York like 6 years ago, and it's like it pretty much is like the mecca for doing stand up because there's so many stages and there's so many people. There's like 1,000 comedians in New York City,
Wow.
and I started there because I was thinking of starting earlier, and I lived in upstate. I lived in like Rochester, New York, but the scene was like 10 people, and I was like, I can't go up here; everyone's gonna know. But when I moved to New York, I was like, I can be anonymous, and if I do
Mm,
badly, no one will know.
okay.
And that's like the best part of New York is you can like be anonymous in everything. You can like
Really?
have sex with someone and never see them again. It's
Perfect.
amazing.
That sounds
That's why
like a
dating's also
dream.
really bad because yeah, people will just ghost you. But so I started there 6 years ago, and it pretty much like went from open mics to like getting booked on shows, and then I think 3 years in, I booked Wild and Out, and then I was able to quit my job, and that's when I
Wow.
went full time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then the pandemic hit, and I kind of lived off unemployment for a while, but now we're back. Now we're cooking.
You hit the big time with Wild and Out, and
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and it's just great. It's a great thing on
New
top of
York,
the
it's
TikToking and the everything
yeah.
else.
Social media is probably the only thing that changes anyone's career anyway. So,
Yeah,
but
I was gonna
I'm happy
ask,
to be there.
like, what got you discovered? Is it the social media that got you there?
I think Wild and Out started it, and then from there, I built up my social media, and now that's what
Kinda
moves
carries
everything.
you? Yeah, totally. It's
Yeah,
like, to
more
be
than
taken
anything.
seriously as a comedian now, you have to have that. It's not
Yeah,
you're just not enough
yeah,
to, like, go do stand-up, right?
you have to. It's just like if you only do stand up, it's just like a really long road. That's
It's a
like the
long road.
50-year path. Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody's got time for that.
So, nope. Now I'm 30 and I'm on Instagram Reels. So you guys tell me who's winning here.
Right. No, you're crushing it. Well, and where's
I
where's
know.
next where's next on the tour? Anything like you're really pumped for?
Seattle now. I'm going to Austin next week for the
Okay.
Moon Tower Comedy Festival.
Amazing.
Um, Salt Lake City. I don't know. I do a mix of like bumfuck places. Tulsa, shout out, and then like like Theo Vaughn. You know Theo Vaughn?
No.
He's a comedian in LA. That's why I open for. So we go to all these like weird cities that I've never been to, like Rockford and Lafayette and a Florida tour. And then on my own tour, I'll do like Salt Lake and Chicago and stuff like that. In August, I'm doing this really cool festival called the Great Outdoors Comedy Festival. And that's like me and Pete Davidson and a couple other people in the middle of
Skeet.
Canada.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
I'm like hoping Kim comes.
Oh my god, can you imagine?
That'd be
Would you
crazy.
if given the opportunity, would you roast her, or would you be like
I
all
would
nice?
I would be all over her. I'm like obsessed with her. I feel like she's amazing.
Yeah, she's become an
I feel like
inspiration.
people's entire personality is like, oh, I hate the Kardashians, but they're literally like the only ones winning in life right now.
Oh, they're winning big time. I have a lot of respect for
I
them.
know.
They're doing great.
Yeah.
So I saw a tweet where it was Kim K, and she's like, I just started Love Is Blind. Shake is my favorite. And I was like,
Oh
ah.
my god.
But then I found out that somebody just added on that part at the end.
Really? It was like an edited tweet.
Somebody just added I'm like,
That's
I'm
hilarious.
flattered, but like, what the hell, man?
That's
Like, come on.
hilarious.
And then like people still talk about it as if it's real, and like sometimes I just don't have the heart to tell them. I'm like, yeah, that was cool when she when she shouted me out, but like, no, it was a fake tweet.
I would just lean
Unfortunately,
into it. I would
just
just
lean into
lean
it.
into it.
Yeah, I never fact
Yeah, just
checked
own
that.
it.
She did that. Yeah,
No way.
I'm on Kim K's
It's Twitter.
mind. She
Anything can
thinks about
happen.
me.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go with that from now on.
But she did actually watch the show, right?
Yeah, so you know what? At least I, she must have some like peripheral awareness of who I
Mhm.
might be. So there's that.
Yeah, she definitely does.
Yeah, but
So how do you feel coming off the show?
honestly, so like I use that show as an opportunity to just like have a great time, And I was
Mhm.
taking it seriously and I did want to find something special, but once I kind of
Mhm.
didn't see that as a realistic outcome, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to have the most fun with this as I possibly can. But there's
Mhm.
all these people where like this isn't just a show to them, like this is their like fantasy, right? Like they like to
Right.
them like this is even more serious than real life for some reason. And they did
Right.
not take kindly to my like, like kind of just have fun and see where it goes type of approach.
Mhm.
And for
Mhm.
that reason, and among some other reasons, I got quite a bit of backlash. Did you watch the show? Are you
Mhm.
familiar with it?
No, I didn't. Are you mad at me?
No, it's for the best. It's probably why you're on this podcast, you know?
I was
It
like, let me go in blind.
Yeah,
Let me go in blind
exactly,
and see
exactly,
Jake for who he is.
exactly. Here I am. No,
I texted my friends and I said, I'm going on a podcast, and they said, oh my God, Shake loves Nobu. That's all they said.
it is funny that that's kind of like the big takeaway from this all. I'm like known as the Nobu guy, but that's something I've definitely been leaning into. So, I got auctioned off at a charity event for like literally just
Really?
just just to just to go get drinks at Nobu with me, and like they paid quite a
Oh
bit,
my
and,
God.
and this guy flew in from DC just to like come do that. So I'm like, okay, maybe there's something
Awesome.
here. Maybe there's
Yeah, I think so too.
yeah. Is
Well behaved women really make history.
That's true, and we all know I'm a
So,
bad bitch, so, yeah,
yeah.
things,
So you said like people took it really seriously.
they took it so seriously. I mean, like, some of the I mean, I stand by almost everything I said, but things were just taken so out of context, you know? Wild and Out, maybe I should be on Wild and Out. Maybe, they
Mhm.
did say, they were like, "Hey, this is the wrong show for you," and I think maybe I found the right show. It's Wild and Out. So,
You
like,
could be on Wild 'N Out.
what if we just do a little Wild and Out right here? Like, how does it all work? So, like,
Okay,
somebody
roast me.
roast you? Oh,
Yeah.
shit. Oh, god
See what
damn
you
it.
got.
I wasn't prepared. I don't wanna look at your face while
And
I
that's why
roast
you
you.
can't be on Wild 'N
Damn it,
Out. And
alright.
that's why you can't be
Well,
on
I figured I'd, maybe get a little second to prepare. I don't know, you're pretty white. You look like, a piece of Wonder Bread. Like, you look like a
Whoa,
Wonder
shit.
Bread mayonnaise sandwich, and, like, that's pretty bad.
No,
I don't know, that's what I got.
too
Alright, do
far,
me.
dude.
Okay, do me,
That's
do
too
me.
far.
Do me next, do me
Okay.
next.
Do you? Let's see. You're so short. The microphone looks huge.
I'm 6 feet tall, so nice try. But,
Are you actually?
yeah, yeah.
You look tiny next to that microphone.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's
I
pretty
can't
good. That's
tell
pretty
what's
good.
fading faster. Okay. I can't tell what's fading faster. Your career, or your hairline.
Yeah, that's good, that's good, I like that.
Hell
Okay, you
yeah.
got
Hell
there,
yeah.
you have to get warmed up a
Okay.
little bit.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, are you, like, pretty good friends with everybody on Wild 'N Out? Like, do you guys hang out after filming and stuff? It seems like just so, like, collegial.
It is. It's probably like Love Is Blind. You like see people for intensely for a while, and you're like, let's hang out, and then afterwards, you just never see them. Like, you
Okay.
go back to your homes
You
and you
go back.
forget about everything that happened. I
Gotcha.
mean, I just live in New York. Like, there's a couple people on the show like who I hang out with a lot. Like, the comedian Godfrey. He's a stand-up, so I'll see him a lot. Or like D. Ray Davis. Like the people who are stand-ups,
Mhm,
they're just in my scene.
mhm.
But the people who are influencers and like sketch comedy, I never see them. I
Got
just
it.
don't. I'm not in that world. But like
Yeah.
Justina, she lives in Jersey, so I'll see her every so often.
Mhm.
And then we text every so often. But for the most part, I just like rap and like forget, and then 6 months later we pick it back up,
Okay.
and that's that.
That's
Yeah,
showbiz. What
that's
type
literally showbiz.
That's literally showbiz. What are the types of jokes that you feel like get the most I don't know, traction. I feel like, and I might be wrong, it's like right now, female comedians, they're like, all right, I gotta be as vulgar as I can be. I gotta be
Right.
as sexual
Mhm.
as I can be, and just kind of
Mhm.
like, is that
Mhm.
would you agree with that? Those are kind of the
I
easy
think on the
targets.
show, on Wild 'N Out, definitely.
Okay.
Like, if I'm feeling tired and I got an episode coming up and I can't think of anything, I'm like, I know this joke about me having sex with Nick Cannon will pop off.
Okay.
Do I feel like as but do I feel as proud of it as like something more potentially like artful or like creative? No, but you also know it's like an easy lane.
Oh, for
So
sure.
there is like a line between like, like especially if you're filming like a show like Wild and Out, like you don't have that much time.
True.
So you have to like know what works and also be accepting of the fact that you're kind of going to be like it's going to be another sex joke. But I think there's like a blend of stuff. When I do stand up, sex stuff does pretty well, but lately like my newer stuff just more about other topics has done well. I think sex is really easy and I think it's like it comes quickly and easy to write about, but at the end of the day
Comes
there's a
it comes
lot of
quickly.
repeated material. It does come quickly,
Okay.
especially if he's into you. But there's like I don't know. I do know that like if I'm doing a set and like I just want the audience to like I just want to like murder, I'll like lean more into like the sex stuff just because it's so
It's
easy
easy. Yeah,
and you
why
know
not? I
exactly
mean,
where the laughs come.
es
Yeah.
especially seeing like a pretty woman like talk
Yeah.
about it and like joke around about it. It's just like
Yeah.
it like messes with people's heads, right? So,
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Do you
try to like blend it up
Yeah.
as I grow and like ultimately I don't envision myself being like a hugely dirty comic. And the more I grow, the more I like veer away from it. I don't really have a thing about sex even that much. So that's why it's like I have all this like sex material, but I want to like grow out of it.
For sure, for sure. But hey, I mean,
Yeah.
it pays the bills, keeps the lights on. So,
Yes, it does.
use it
Yes, it does.
as you evolve. But who are
Yeah.
some of your like comedian idols and like people you look up to in the field?
Good question. I like I don't know. Um
Are you like a Sarah Silverman type of person, like Louis C.K. or like more of a Chris Rock, Dave
I
Chappelle?
I like Goofy, so I think like Louis is really funny. I think anyone who's goofy because I
Okay.
lean more goofy rather than intellectual.
Okay.
Chris Rock is funny, a little too intellectual for me.
Okay.
Chappelle's way too intellectual for me. But who's like, like I don't know, like I was watching
Maybe it's
old
someone
Bob
I don't
Saget
know.
clips.
Oh,
He was
Bob Saget. Okay.
hilarious.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Like
R.I.P.
I like old school, like joke based, just like goofy, has nothing to do with like your brand.
Okay.
Because like a lot of comedy right now is like, what my brand, my story, my hardship, my adversity.
Right.
But if you watch old comedy from like the 80s and before, it's just like, oh,
Just
like
spewing
this
out some
cadence that's like,
bullshit. Yeah.
yeah, that has nothing to do with them as a
Yeah.
person.
That was a nice
You know what I
time,
mean?
right? That was a
Yeah,
time where what you say in your comedy routine really has nothing to do with like who you
right.
are as a person. Like, or like at
Yeah,
least it was easy then to separate the two. But now it's
yes.
like because everything is recorded and everything is like a TikTok or whatever, everything affects your brand a lot more. Like your words
Yeah,
carry more weight for better or for worse. And as a comedian, I mean, that kind of sucks because it's like sometimes you just want to like, just go far into left field
yeah.
just to hit some joke out there. It doesn't mean you feel that way, you know?
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I think we're veering more like the more I do live shows in New York City, the more like audiences are okay with that. But
Okay.
I think online is like the worst
Oh,
place
for sure.
for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
I'll post something and people don't know who I am and they'll just like take it the wrong way. But like on stage there would never be any question
Right.
of what I just said.
That makes sense.
So yeah, it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, all of us are just trying to sell tickets. So if people respond negatively, you're just boosting the algorithm.
There you go.
But I do think like it might be hard for like people whose whole thing is like internet content.
For sure.
I think for someone like me who's like mostly stand up and you're just trying to like use it as a way to like get yourself out there more, you're just like, all right, whatever. 25,000 people commented that women aren't funny, but thank you for boosting my post.
There you go. Yeah,
But
exactly. I know
I
how
don't
that
know.
goes. Yeah, it's like my stats are pretty good. Too bad they're all hate, but
Yeah.
hey, they're
Yeah.
up there. The
Just own
algorithm's
it.
lit. Um,
Yeah.
you like Aziz Ansari at all?
I like Aziz. He's
Okay.
goofy too.
I love
Yeah.
Aziz and his whole brand of comedy. People always say like you sound like him, you like talk
Mhm.
like him, like I'm like I
Mhm.
just his jokes just like resonate with me so much. I think he's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Where are you
Um,
from? What's your ethnicity, if you don't
I'm
mind
I'm
me asking?
Indian. I'm
Okay.
Indian. Yeah. So
Nice.
there's that. So like people compare me to Tom Haverford from Parks and Rec all the time,
Oh,
because like I'm a DJ too, and
yeah.
I'm just like
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just that everyone has like their brand of comedy. So like for me,
Yeah.
like Aziz and Dave Chappelle are probably the big two that
Mhm.
I really like.
I
Um
think you're more attractive than Tom,
oh, well thank you. That's so nice of you.
just so you
Wow.
know.
I thought you
I
were just
won't
gonna
say
be
Aziz
roasting me.
'cause
Aziz, yeah, it's his
no,
old
I'm pretty genuine. I only roast for money is the thing.
okay. Roast for money, okay. It's like
Yeah.
it's like gay for pay, like I've heard of some
Exactly.
people that you're
You've heard
familiar with
of?
this? I've heard of this. I've heard of
Yeah.
this. It's like people can be gay for pay. And I feel
Yeah.
like that that can't be easy. That can't be easy to do. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like unless
Some people
you're
are really good at compartmentalizing.
I guess so. Yeah, that's true.
I'm
That's
not.
true.
I t- I take everything to heart. I could never be gay for pay. I could never be gay, unfortunately. Unfortunately a straight woman, and it hurts me every day to wake up and remember this burden.
The burden
Yeah.
of heterosexuality, huh?
Yeah.
That's what,
Really.
I applaud you for that, you wake up
I
every day,
appreciate it.
put those, pants on or a skirt on, I guess, whatever you wanna call it, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Whatever.
well, hey,
Do you have a
that's
girlfriend?
I do, and, she I was gonna get into this like content about this OnlyFans account that I started, and I just started thinking, I'm like, what is Emily gonna think
Oh.
about this? She's not gonna be happy about this. But
Oh my
I
gosh.
started an OnlyFans account just to like kind of like test the waters, just to kind of see.
Okay.
And I have just one picture on there, and it's sold like hundreds and hundreds, and it's just like a picture of me with my shirt off. And like, to me, the reason I even created an account is because I wanted to show publicly that, I stand with adult content creators, sex workers,
Mhm.
whatever, the platform in general, what the platform means. Like I'm an ally to that whole world, right?
Mhm.
And now I'm getting all kinds of messages on there, and tips, because the only way for them to message you is like they like send you a tip, and
Right.
like the messages are like straight up like, let me see that Indian dick, and like stuff
Oh
like
my gosh.
that. And like,
Oh my
I mean, I'm
gosh.
flattered. I'm very flattered. I'm very
From men
flattered.
or women or both?
Well, see, I was getting there,
Oh, okay.
it's
Yeah,
about
gay for pay. Go ahead.
gay for pay, right? It's about
Mhm.
70% men, 30% women.
Wow.
So like I'm very
Wow.
flattered. I'm like, honestly, I didn't think anybody would like see me as like a sexual object like that, like, at like a public scale. Um and it seems like there's definitely some money that could be made, but I don't know if I can get over that barrier to be like taking a
Right.
picture and know,
Right.
you know, that
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I could do it. But more power to you
Um,
if you can. I think it's
I I
fantastic.
I agree. More power to them, but I couldn't do it at all. I don't know. Putting that shit out there. Also, I'm not like a sexy person,
I think
so
you
like
are. I think you're cute.
I'm goofy. I don't know. I don't know. It's all weird. Even just like the feet thing, I'll get offers to like pay for feet pics, and I'm like, I just can't. I just
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
put myself do that. It's, you know,
I feel you. Again, I want to say publicly, I stand with those that do. 100%.
yes, we
You have
stand.
my love and my support. It's just
Yes,
I as much as you want to see this Indian dick, I feel like it's got to stay private. Stay between us. You
that's
know what I
allowed.
mean? Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
non for you. Non for you.
Yeah.
Get
Wh-
it? Non.
Non?
Non bread.
Non? Oh, I
Yeah.
see. That's okay. Non. Nice. There you go. You're like, okay, this guy's Indian. Let me work in some you know,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I'm curious. I mean, you strike me as like, are you Irish?
Yes,
Irish?
Irish, Scottish, white from
Okay.
Buffalo.
From Buffalo? Okay.
Holy
Uh,
Trinity, yeah.
okay, there you go. So, are you a fan of Indian food? Do you like it?
I had it last night. I didn't
Did
wanna
you
tell
really?
you up top, but
Oh my
yeah.
gosh. Usually,
Got the
like, people.
classic butter chicken,
Oh,
hey.
hell yeah, some butter chicken and some naan. People, like, love telling me that when they meet me. They're like, "Oh, you're Indian?" And they'll, like, literally just tell me the
Mhm.
last time they had Indian food. Like,
That's so
you
weird.
you
That's so
stopped
weird.
yourself from doing that, but if you hadn't, I would have
Yeah.
been I'm used to it. People love being like, "Hey, big fan of the food.
Yeah, they do.
Let me just open up my Uber Eats receipt and just show you. See this? See?
Hilarious. That's
We're on the
hilarious.
same team here." It's like this
That's
big
great.
show of like, I am a fan of the brown. I'm down with the brown, you
That's
know?
that's their way of being an ally. That's their way of starting an OnlyFans with a
That
picture on it.
exactly.
They're
No,
winking to your community.
I appreciate it. I
Yeah.
think that that's a perfect analogy actually. What would be
Yeah.
what will how can I show my allyship to a Irish, Scottish, Buffalo, like what would be like a symbol of my
Hmm.
appreciation of you?
Probably just like getting blackout drunk and getting in a fight with your dad.
All right, okay. I'm gonna see my dad this weekend. I think I could do that. I think
Okay,
I could do
cool.
that. I will.
That's the difference between like white people and brown people. You guys like are respectful of your parents, and we call our moms like whores.
Oh my god. Okay. Well,
Yeah, you're.
yeah, yeah. All right. I could probably do the fight with my dad part. I don't know if I could do
Yeah,
the other
yeah,
part,
you can do that.
but yeah, I will. I'll make sure I record some content for you and send it your
Yes,
way.
definitely send it to
Yeah.
me. Do your
I
parents like? Are they supportive of your TV career?
yeah, I mean, they were on the show with me and like,
Hmm.
it's actually awesome because like everyone loves my mom. She did great on there. They cut my dad's lines completely. I don't know why, but like
Okay.
to some degree the show is kind of I'm gonna maybe get in trouble for this, but like the show is kind of like like a man bashing show to some degree. Like it
Mm-hmm.
really is. Like
100%.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you kind of
I watched
very
season 1.
yeah. So it's
Yeah.
just low key like under the surface like women are amazing, men suck, like type of thing. I'm like, oh,
Right.
okay. Yeah, I didn't
Right.
really fully realize it till I was a part of it to kind of see how they like
Hmm.
subtly like will try and jab at the men and
Right.
you know, but that's okay. I mean, like my dad, he like gave me all this great advice and everything, and like we had some like good conversations, and it's interesting once the cameras are on, like sometimes like you end up having a great conversation. I don't know, it's
Right.
like you're like forced to,
Mhm. Yeah.
but then they like cut all of that out, and there's just like a shot of him like just like dazing off into the distance, and it's like, why? I don't,
Great.
like that's not cool. But on the
You
other
know
hand, my
why? Because their demographics are all women, so they have to show as many women as possible.
that's true. No, I feel that. I
Why?
feel that. But like it just sometimes feels like, there's empowering women, which I'm totally for. I consider myself a feminist, all that. But then sometimes it's like at the expense of someone,
Mhm.
It's not always just like empowering. It's just like empowering at the expense of someone. And that's where I'm like,
Mhm.
yeah, I wish I knew that about reality
Mhm.
TV or like fully understood that about reality TV before I,
Yeah.
kind of blindly
I mean,
went
we
into
coulda
it.
told you that.
I know we should have talked. We should have talked.
That's like all of reality TV. I mean, look at the
Damn it.
The Kardashians, they ruin every man that comes through that family.
That's true.
Absolutely destroy.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, you live and you learn, I guess.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like if I was on reality TV, I would not fare well myself, so I totally understand.
Well, I mean, you strike me as someone who likes to have fun, will make a joke out of things and
Mhm.
like keep it light. And yeah, we people because I'm like that too. So people like that, people like us, it's like a treasure chest of material for them, but it's not
Mhm.
good for us. You know what I mean? Like
I
again,
know.
it's like at our expense. It's like we're funny, but like they're gonna make it something something bad.
Yeah,
But
I think they would villainize me. And I have like my emotions show on my face, so I think they would turn me into like a meme.
oh, you'd be a meme. You'd definitely be a meme.
Mhm.
I feel like you should do
Mhm.
a reality show just to like troll them, like having
Yeah,
had this
maybe.
conversation. We'll see what we can do. We can get you on like
We'll
married
see.
at first sight or something like that.
Oh my god, that sounds awful, but I'll see what I can do.
Okay, sounds good. Well, you've found so much success as a comedian. Your career is just growing and expanding. You're touring all over the place. At one point, you were a little girl looking up at comedians and uh, aspiring to be like that. What's something you would say to maybe a younger version of yourself that wants to, uh, be where
Whoa,
you are?
good question. I would say just oh, good question. I don't know. Have more confidence and focus on you.
Okay,
And um what else? That's pretty much it. Um I don't know. I don't even know. It's been so long since I was a young child.
been it's been so long.
What is your advice for your younger self?
Oh, for me, it would just be like hang in there, honestly. It would be just like, yeah, just like show up. Show up every day, do your best. And, a lot of things I was so unsure about. I lacked a lot of self-confidence growing up, but
Mhm.
as you get older and experience different things, you realize how much you're capable of, and that gives you
Mhm.
confidence. So just
Yeah.
that process of showing up and going through the experience, whether it's good or bad, shows you that you can handle it. You
Mhm.
know,
Yeah, I agree.
do you get a lot of haters? You said something about people saying women
Not
aren't
I
funny.
really don't.
No, okay,
Occasionally, like a TikTok clip will. I'm not really on TikTok. I just post and walk away. But occasionally, a clip will like get haters. But then on Instagram, it doesn't get any hate. So
okay,
it just like depends on the app. But for the most part, like everyone, I don't get any. Like when I first started on Wild and Out, people would just say like you're corny or like you look really bad without makeup. But now that I'm like 5 seasons in, I get like exclusively positive things.
that's
Like
awesome.
once every 100 comments, someone would be like, "What is this trash?" And I go to their profile and they don't even follow me. It's
Okay,
just like someone
just some random.
trolling. So
Okay,
for the most part, no. But you never know.
well, good. So you've kind of
Things can flip at any moment, especially for a woman in the spotlight. Like
well.
people hate women, so I'm ready for my time to come.
I'm glad we had this conversation because now that you're on this podcast, things are about to flip for you.
Oh shit.
Sorry to say.
Hey man,
Sorry to say.
life is blurry.
Yeah, exactly. Life is blurry. You associated with the wrong guy here. It's all downhill.
Bring it on. I
So
need to be canceled. I need some press.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what you're really missing in your life? A good old fashioned canceling. It's
I just need people to talk.
we'll get you canceled. We'll find something. We'll find
Okay.
something.
Sounds good. Yeah.
So it looks like we got to wrap up here in just a few minutes. But where can people find you online that think you're hilarious and
Yeah.
wanna see more?
Definitely. All my socials are so Maddie Smith, Maddy Smith. And then if you guys want to come to a show, either in New York or touring, just go to maddysmithcomedy.com for those dates. And then my podcast, That Time of the Week, is available on all podcast networks and full videos are on YouTube.
Amazing, amazing. And are you going to be in Chicago or Miami anytime soon?
Oh my gosh, not yet, but I'll be in like Batavia,
Oh, Batavia.
Illinois.
Okay,
Is
that's
that near Chicago?
yeah. Well, that's a no
What's
for
the
me, dog.
vibes?
Sorry,
Okay,
Batavia's.
yeah. No, when I'm back, I was just at Zany, Chicago in
Oh,
where February or something, but I'll be back there. I'm always
okay,
at like the big cities like once every 6 months. So, and I
awesome.
haven't been to Miami, so I have to go.
You have to visit down there. We'll go on a yacht.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that sounds fun. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah. Perfect. Cool. Well, Maddie, thank you so much for joining us today. We will be
Thank you
watching
for
your
having me.
career with great interest.
Oh, thank you.
And for those of you listening, this has been another episode of Life is Blurry. We will see you at the next one. Thank you.